Hi, everybody. Welcome to Finance Friday. This is your weekly 5-minute dose of real estate and home financing information. If you do not know, now you know. At least you're going to know after these 5 Finance Fridays, right? I'm Haley Jones. I'm a real estate agent with eXp, and I am based out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
And I'm Shay Martin. I'm a loan officer here with Mortgage Investors Group. I'm based in Knoxville, but licensed for the whole state. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm licensed for the whole state, but if you need to buy something in Memphis, I'm not coming out there. If you're a very special person, if you're a VIP, I might do it. But okay, so why are we doing Finance Fridays? We are doing this because we know it can be super overwhelming to just even get started looking at houses, but also, can you even buy a house? What does the financing process look like? And so our goal is just to inform and empower you so that you can meet your goals and your family's goals. To buying a house, becoming a homeowner, and all those things. So to kick us off today, we are going to have a little quiz. We're going to test a little knowledge to see what kind of stuff, just basic home financing stuff, should we know. Okay, Shay. What you got?
Yeah, so I think when we were kind of talking about this idea, tossing things around, I was like, what I've learned in my years in the mortgage business is that there are a lot of misconceptions, either because things were done this way in the past and they've just gotten pushed on and things like that. So, and people get very intimidated by starting the process. So I was like, let's just kind of bust some myths out there.
Right.
So we're going to start by doing a little true-false game.
A little Mythbusters, if you will.
I hope you're okay being my little student this morning.
I know, I'm nervous.
Knowledge, Haley.
I'm nervous.
Haley does not know what these questions are, so we'll see what she knows. All right, first things first, because I get asked this a lot.
Okay.
True or false? You must have 20% down to buy a house.
That's false. I do know that.
Good job. Yeah, so there are several loan options out there. 20% down is great, but if you don't have it, no big deal. There are several options out there that allow you to do less down, and really, sometimes it's better to not hit that 20% and keep a little money in your pocket. So even if you've got it, might not have to spend it. So that's a big myth out there that people think, I don't have enough money down to buy a house, but there's 100% financing, there's down payment assistance, there's great options available. So definitely don't let that be something that deters you from starting the process.
And sometimes, like when you're writing an offer, if you say, obviously on the offer, you put like how much money you're going to put down, but sometimes it makes people think it's more negotiable. Like they think, they have more money, so we can get more out of them.
Yeah.
So that's just this interesting side note, but yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting point from your side of things.
Yeah.
So one of the things, definitely talk with the lender and see what your options are, because, like I said, even if you have it, it might be better to use that to do some things with the house later on and things like that. It's not always the best thing to put 20% down.
Right.
Or more.
Or more.
Yeah. Next question. You need excellent credit to get approved for a home loan.
False.
Great. So credit history is obviously important. We want someone to show that they can pay their bills on time and things like that. But again, different loan programs are different when it comes to credit. Some are more lenient, and you don't have to have excellent credit. So definitely something to start talking with the lender about and seeing what your options are if you haven't had the best credit history in the past, and see, okay, am I ready to start the process now, or do I need to do a few things to get there? But you do not have to have excellent credit to get pre-approved or approved for a home loan. So
you don't have to have that 800. Okay.
No. And honestly, in my years, it's just very shocking. Not shocking, but that's not typical. Excellent credit doesn't mean 800.
Yeah.
You have to use credit, obviously, but there are many different ranges of credit scores, and we can work with a lot of different scores and a lot of different situations with credit. So, okay, next myth or true false question. Renting is cheaper than buying or owning a home.
False, especially right now.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't know what exactly it costs to rent right now, but I do know from several customers I talked to, they're like, oh, wow, that's way cheaper than my rent when I give them their mortgage payment. So one of the nice things, too, is typically, especially with rates being where they are right now, you're more than likely going to have a fixed rate mortgage, and that means your payment's not going to change for 15, 20, 30 years.
Right.
Your rent can go up every year, so that's not a fixed payment. So sometimes it can be a lot cheaper, and also you're building equity in a house. So even though, sometimes there's more expenses and things like that of owning, but that's, you're building your own investment and your own equity versus just paying somebody else's mortgage a lot of the time. So,
actually, I think right now too, because of where we are with rates and stuff, it can be harder maybe up front, like prices are higher, but once you're in the house, typically I'm finding with my clients that it's definitely cheaper than renting. So
yeah, and people are often shocked by that. Like, people just don't realize sometimes how cheap, and especially in this kind of, because your payment typically is going to include taxes, insurance, and property taxes in Tennessee are relatively very low compared to other areas. So that
we are 15th cheapest. Fun fact: 15th cheapest here in Tennessee.
In the country.
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Put that one in my back pocket.
I'm full of facts.
All right, next question. The lowest rate is always the best option.
This is false.
Correct. If you don't notice the trend, a lot of these are false. So yes.
Because also, don't you have different terms about like PMI and stuff, like private mortgage insurance? Isn't that like all? Anyways,
PMI has to do more with your percent down and things like that. But really, there's the interest rate, which is the cost of borrowing money. But really, when you're talking with a lender and you're starting the process, you really want to look at what's called the APR. The annual percentage rate is really what was established and determined to help people shop for financing, because it tells you what you're really paying for as far as closing costs and things like that. So yes, you could have a really low rate offered to you, but what's the cost of that rate? Sometimes a low rate is not always the best because it's going to increase your closing costs because there's points and things like that on it. So don't let that be your sole focus when you're looking at numbers and shopping for a mortgage, because there's so much more that goes into it than just that rate. Yes, obviously that, makes a difference and makes a difference in your payment and long-term and things like that, but you also want to look at the upfront cost.
So I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it's a rate and then an APR. I didn't realize.
Yeah. So interest rate, like I said, that is the cost of financing. That's what's the interest you're going to pay for the life of the loan. However, the APR is where you can see, okay, am I paying points? Are there other hidden things in this? So it's more of a calculation of what all goes into the rate. So
it's more overall.
It's more your closing costs and fees and things like that. So that allows you to really compare lenders side by side, because if two lenders have the same rate, but the APRs are different, you can see who's charging more for that rate.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So always good to get a full breakdown of everything and not just a rate, because again, a rate's just a snapshot. It doesn't really tell you exactly what you're paying for.
A rate's just a rate.
Exactly. There's so much more that goes into it.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
All right, I got one more for you.
I'm doing good so far.
Yeah. One more for you. And this might not be as straightforward, but the mortgage process is very intimidating and lenders require a lot of documentation, so it's not worth getting it started.
So I think that's what people think, but actually once you start, it's not actually like that.
Yeah.
So I say
obviously different, scenarios, and this is more stuff we can get into, self-employed borrowers, different things require more stuff, however, or more documents, or different loan programs require more documents, but really, the process can be very simple to get it started. It doesn't hurt just to start that conversation and say, what can I afford? What can I do now? And then really, like I said, a lot of people think that we're going to need the whole kit and caboodle of everything that you have, and a lot of times that's not the case. So, definitely start a conversation with a lender. It's not that intimidating. I promise you, we're real people. We like to talk to you. We're not these crazy figures behind a curtain. So definitely give myself a call, or, definitely reach out to a lender if you have another contact. and just ask what your options are, because that's what we do. We want to have conversations with you. We want to get the process started. It's not, hopefully, not that intimidating. And if there's, anything that we see issues with, we'll definitely alert you on the front end to not cause issues later on. But it's not going to be like you are just laying your whole life out there. We're real people, and we treat you like real people. And so hopefully it's not too crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I think sometimes it can be when you have this big dream or goal in your mind, you're like, I don't even know if it's possible, but just starting the conversation gives you an action plan. And so, it gives you kind of direction of what direction to go. What do I need to do? And I think it negates a lot of the anxiety of, all of that. So
exactly. Yeah. That's usually my first conversation when I talk to somebody is, tell me a little bit, where are you in the process? What you got going on? What do you want to do? And we'll see if we can get you there.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think, we're people too, just like you said, we spend money, we do things, so we get it, So.
Yeah, we get it. So.
Awesome. Well, I think
that's all I got for
100.
Yeah, I think you have a little bit of experience, so I think you're good with that. But yeah, I think I just want to get out there, it's not that hard, and the best thing you can always do is just ask the questions, and then let someone who we do this every day. I don't expect you or the customer, the borrower, the buyer to know everything. So that's why I'm licensed. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So ask the questions.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, okay, I think that's our first Finance for Friday. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to give us a call. Again, I'm Haley Jones. I'm with EXE Realty. I'm a real estate person in Knoxville.
I'm Shay Martin. I'm with MIG. And yeah, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to us if you just want to ask a question. Drop a comment.
Comment below. You can DM us. You can slide into our DMs. Nothing crazy. You know what
we're here. Yeah. Again, I think the biggest thing we want to tell you is don't be intimidated. Give us a call. Shoot us a text. Something. Let's get the process started. If you have any questions, we're here to help.
Yes, and we will see you next Friday.